want to talk a little bit too about that. That's how did you learn to balance that, Coach? And what I'm talking about, you alluded to getting the personal coaches in the corner, and I want to take it even a little bit step further on the athlete side. As a national coach, you're responsible for a lot of athletes, and then obviously once the team's set, as we all know, it's hone in and get ready to go. But during your years as a national coach, you're dealing with a lot of different athletes, personalities. Some feel that maybe there's some favoritism going on, and then you're going to, maybe that individual makes the team, and you have to work with them. Can you talk a little bit about how you handled that component of literally just handling a lot of different athletes up until that team was set?
Yeah, and so for me, Cody, that was really easy because I'll give you an example of maybe we have a lot of our elite athletes are coaches in college, and I would go to like the Vegas tournament because I had 8 national team members that were going to be there coaching their collegiate teams. But I made myself available anytime during the day to work with those athletes. And the athletes that are out there right now, most of them are head coaches in college now, they'll be able to tell you that, yeah, he made time to work on this. I wanted help with a leg lace. I wanted help with this. I just wanted to go over. And so my goal was always to make everybody better. Everybody. And so if you have national team athletes that are being paid, it was important for them to get out to see me and me to get out and see them. And so the top 3 guys in each weight class. But I had 6 guys always on the radar, always, because you have a collegiate guy that breaks in, somebody you don't know who's actually going to be the guy. And so I always tried to have 3 game plans prepared leading up to the World Championships or Olympic Games. And even when I came back in 2014, because, I was hired in April and the World Championships were, the World Team Trials were in June and
right.
The championships were in September. I didn't know the athletes at all. Now, I knew most all their personal coaches because they came through the system when I was the national coach. And so I was able to get with them and work with them. But the first thing I did was ask Bill and Brandon Slay, who were on the national program, to predict who the Olympians were going to be. Give me the top 3 guys in each weight class that you think are going to be the guys. Because I only had, 2015
right.
to prepare for 2016. And so that's a lot of video to get caught up on to go back to, say, in preparation of who they have to compete against and what their skill sets are. And so I had a lot of video to catch up on in a year. Mm-hmm. And so I leaned on Bill and Brandon to help me with that. And then, of course, through the training camps and the tournaments and watching and going to the events with national team guys, I formulated my own opinions on who would be the guy in 2016. Because 2014, I was just there. 2015, that's a little more preparation. But I always start at 2016 and come back. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be the guy to win an Olympic medal? I mean, that's what the dreams are made of. World championship medals are awesome, but dreams are made in the Olympic Games. And so I always start at 16 and move backwards. And so my preparation, it was really a crash course. And I had 2015 to get prepared for 2016. And so I know athletes probably feel that, but some athletes I am sure are not real happy with me because I would say, you're wasting your time. If you don't come to camp, you're wasting my time. You're wasting USA Wrestling's time. You're wasting our country's time because you need to be invested in this at 100%. Mm-hmm. And if you don't come to camp, you're not invested at 100%. And it was never a personality thing for me, ever. It was purely about, look, you need to be here. You're going to get better working out with our best guys, and the stuff that we do here at camp is beneficial for you. Make no mistakes. Learning can only take place if you choose to learn. You have to continue to keep getting better. And so that, honestly, Cody, was the hardest part. It was never about personalities. It was purely about making each individual athlete better. And if they wanted to spend time on the mat or get extra work, I think of David Taylor when he was hurt, and would he come to camp? Yeah, he came to camp. Why did he come to camp? He got to watch. He got to be with the sports physiologists, the trainers. He got to go over video. He's still getting better. He's still getting better. And when you stay in the same room, and I told all the athletes this, all of them, I don't care if you have the best room in the world. Every 6 weeks, you better get out of that room and go test yourself somewhere, or bring somebody else in, because if you wrestle the same 5 or 6 guys, even if you have 5 or 6 guys, you're going to reach a point where you get in positions that the other guy's going to say, every time I get here, he beats me, and he doesn't compete quite as hard. So every 6 weeks, you have to test yourself. And every elite athlete needs to do that. Every one of them. you gotta get out of your room, get out of your environment, change it, and go test yourself. And you can do it, because, that's an important part of it. And so it's still a process, and it's still the preparation. And the national team athletes, they look at it oftentimes as a burden, and being away from home is a burden. And a lot of athletes are married. It is a burden, but it's the commitment that you're choosing to make that will help you succeed and be successful. And so as a national coach, I just know how important it is for those athletes. Everybody says buy into it. You don't buy into it. Do you want to get better, or don't you? Do you think you're better off wrestling collegiate guys in the room, or are you better off in wrestling our best freestyle guys in a controlled environment? And it's not rocket science. It really isn't. And so,
right. Yeah. No.
But I can see where an athlete might think that, but the reality of it is, my knowledge, I would give to anybody. I would teach them. Now, I would never prepare a national team athlete against another national team athlete, because I could do it.
Right.
I mean, I could do it. You could stack the deck and say, and you can ask, the assistant coaches and the people I was around, that I would say, oh, if this guy did this, if he got better right here, he'd give this guy fits, and because that's what you do. You study wrestling and get them. But at the same time, in doing that, you're still thinking ahead to the international guys that they're going to have to wrestle in the positions that they're going to be in to be successful, because everybody gets in different positions, and they have to be proficient, win the position.